Welcome to Newsletter Growth Lab, where we break down the art and science of building profitable newsletters from scratch. Today's episode is a full deep dive into how to grow your email list to 100,000 subscribers using Facebook ads without wasting your money or attracting the wrong people.
Let's be real. Most creators start by asking, how do I get the cheapest subscribers possible? But here's the truth. Cost per subscriber means nothing if those subscribers don't open your emails, click your links, or buy your products. So the better question is, how do I get subscribers who convert?
And that's where we begin. If you're serious about scaling, you need to build your strategy backwards, starting with monetization. Are you planning to monetize through paid subscriptions, courses, sponsorships, services? Your monetization path shapes who you target and how you design your funnel.
Let's say you're creating a newsletter for local business owners. You want to help them grow using SEO and digital marketing. Maybe you're offering a course, selling premium consulting, or referring leads to partner agencies. That's 3 monetization channels, each requiring slightly different audiences.
So if you're trying to grow that list with Facebook ads, you can't just say, let me target small business owners. That's too vague. The secret to scaling efficiently is segmentation, getting hyper-specific on each slice of your audience and speaking directly to their needs.
Targeting roofers? Talk about local map packs and reputation management. Targeting coaches? Focus on YouTube, SEO, and content funnels. Each group will respond to different language, different pain points, and different promises.
And when you find the right match between your ad creative and your target audience, that's when the magic happens. You get cheaper leads, better open rates, and higher conversions. Because you're not just acquiring names, you're acquiring relevance.
Now let's talk about infrastructure. You need the right tools to manage this growth. Platforms like Beehiiv or ConvertKit help you create beautiful landing pages, track referral growth, and segment your list. Beehiiv is especially great for ad-based growth because it integrates with Boost and has one-click analytics.
Once you're set up with a platform, it's time to build your landing page. This is where most people overthink. Your landing page doesn't need to be fancy. It needs to be clear. One headline, one benefit, one field, one button, no friction.
The goal of your landing page is to convert attention into action. Someone clicked your ad because something caught their eye. Now your landing page needs to deliver on that promise. Keep everything above the fold. No scrolling, no distractions.
Use a headline that clearly communicates the benefit. Get weekly local SEO tips to outrank big chains. Below that, maybe a subhead that adds detail. Join 10,000 plus small business owners getting short, actionable advice every Tuesday. That's all you need to start.
Now let's talk lead magnets. They're optional, but when done right, they can supercharge conversions. The key is specificity. A generic PDF won't move the needle. But a local SEO audit template for HVAC contractors? That gets clicks.
Lead magnets serve a dual purpose. They increase conversion rates, and they help segment your audience right from the start. When someone downloads that audit template, you know they're likely an HVAC business, and you can tag them accordingly.
That tagging leads to better automation, better emails, and better sales. Your subscribers feel like you're talking directly to them, not blasting out generic tips. And the data you collect helps you build smarter ad campaigns over time.
Now let's jump into ads. This is where most creators start, but it should come after your funnel and monetization plan are dialed in. When you're ready to run ads, start by writing copy that speaks directly to the person you want to attract, not the broadest audience possible.
Use direct calls. Are you a local roofer struggling to get found on Google? That's better than learn SEO. Be bold about the transformation you're offering. Double your local traffic in 60 days with 0 paid ads. It grabs attention and it sets a clear expectation.
In terms of formats, start with a few. Static image with bold text, a carousel with bullet point benefits, a short video or screen recording, and maybe even a tweet-style image post. The goal is to test different formats quickly and see which one Facebook favors for your audience.
Don't over-optimize targeting at first. Keep your audience broad. Let the creative do the work. Facebook's algorithm is powerful. If your message is resonating, it will find more people like the ones who engage. But if your message is vague, no targeting will save you.
Start your budget small. $20 to $50 per day is enough to test. Focus on one audience and one outcome per campaign. Don't mix creatives for coaches and creatives for dentists in the same ad set. Keep it clean so you know what's working and why.
Once your ads are running, the next step is monitoring results, but not just for clicks or cost per lead. You're looking for deeper signals, quality signals. Are these subscribers opening your emails? Are they clicking links? Are they sticking around past the first few issues?
This is where platforms like Beehiiv really shine. You can tie specific campaigns to engagement metrics. For example, you'll see that Campaign A brings in cheap subscribers, but they never open. Campaign B costs more per lead, but 60% open consistently and 15% click links. That's the campaign you scale.
Here's a common mistake. People kill ads too early. The Facebook algorithm takes time to optimize. Let your ad sets run for at least 3 days and 500 impressions before you judge them. What you're looking for is momentum, not instant perfection.
Another powerful tactic is split testing your landing pages. Try different headlines. One might lead with a bold outcome, rank on Google without spending on ads. Another might focus on social proof. Join 14,000 plus business owners getting weekly tips. Sometimes one line changes everything.
If your cost per subscriber is higher than you want, don't panic. Look at what happens after the opt-in. Add SparkLoop Boost or Beehiiv Boost to your thank you page and recover 50 cents to $1 for every new subscriber you send to another newsletter. That's revenue on the way in.
Now let's talk about email onboarding, the most overlooked part of paid growth. When someone joins your list, don't just send a generic welcome. Use the first few emails to reaffirm the value they signed up for. Restate the promise. Share a quick win. Set the tone.
A proven onboarding sequence looks like this. Day 0, welcome, plus lead magnet. Day 1, what to expect email. Day 3, value bomb or free resource. Day 5, case study or story. Day 7, light intro to your product service. By day 7, they know who you are, they've gotten value, and they trust you more. That's when they're more likely to click, buy, or refer others.
If you're selling a paid product or service, you can start introducing it softly by email 4 or 5. Not with hard sales, but with context. A subscriber used this strategy to grow traffic by 300%. Here's how. That's a story. That's a hook.
Lastly, don't forget to segment. If someone came through your Facebook ad offering SEO tips for realtors, they should receive realtor-focused content. Don't throw them into a generic funnel about e-commerce or blogging. Personalization boosts retention and conversion.
As your subscriber base starts to grow, you'll want to implement list hygiene practices early. That means pruning cold subscribers, keeping your deliverability score high, and ensuring your emails actually hit the inbox, not the promotions tab or, worse, spam.
A good rule of thumb. If someone hasn't opened or clicked in 30 to 45 days, send a re-engagement email. If they still don't respond, remove them or put them in a reactivation sequence. Keeping your list clean improves open rates, which email platforms like Gmail and Outlook watch closely.
Once your emails consistently hit inboxes and your content provides value, open rates become your currency, especially if you plan to monetize via sponsorships. Many advertisers pay per open, not just per subscriber. So a highly engaged 10,000 subscriber list can be worth more than a dead 50,000 subscriber list.
Now let's explore ad fatigue, something that happens in every paid growth campaign. Even your best performing ad will wear out after a few weeks. Click-through rates drop, costs rise, and performance stalls. That's why refreshing creative is part of the job.
Use your existing content to fuel new ads. Take a great tweet from your newsletter account and turn it into an image ad. Grab a quote from a subscriber testimonial. Turn your welcome email into a 20-second script and shoot a selfie-style video. Ads don't need to be flashy. They need to be real.
If you want to scale even further, try stacking funnels. For example, run a Facebook campaign with a free SEO checklist, and after sign up, immediately offer a $29 mini course. If even 1 to 2% of people buy, you might break even or go profitable on day one.
That's called a tripwire offer, a small, fast delivery product that introduces your audience to your paid ecosystem. It builds trust, delivers value, and lets you reinvest earnings right back into ad spend. Some newsletters have used this method to go from $0 to $20,000 per month in less than a year.
And here's another trick. Install a referral program using SparkLoop's native referral system or Beehiiv's built-in tools. Incentivize sharing by offering small perks, exclusive content, a shout-out, or early access. The virality from referrals multiplies your paid traffic ROI.
One major thing most newsletter creators overlook is testing new placements. Facebook offers more than just the newsfeed. Try Instagram stories, Messenger inbox, or even Reels if your content is visually strong. Different placements unlock different attention spans, and costs vary.
Lastly, make it a habit to revisit your entire funnel every 2 to 3 weeks. Look at your ad CTR, landing page conversion rate, email open rates, and any sales affiliate data. Treat it like a living ecosystem. There's always something to improve, test, or optimize.
Let's zoom out for a second. Growing a newsletter to 100,000 subscribers might sound like a moonshot, but when you break it into pieces, it's just math. If your average cost per subscriber is $2.50, you need $250,000 in total ad spend. Sounds steep until you realize you're not spending that all at once.
The real question is, how long is your payback window? If you earn back $3 per subscriber in 30 days, you can recycle ad revenue and scale aggressively. If your monetization kicks in after 90 days, you'll need a cash buffer or external funding to keep momentum.
One way to shorten your payback window is by layering SparkLoop Upscribe onto your confirmation page. With this setup, other newsletters will pay you for recommending them, and it happens immediately after a user signs up. It's passive, fast, and scales well with traffic.
This works especially well if your audience overlaps with broader newsletter categories: business, tech, marketing, investing. These newsletters are constantly looking for quality traffic and will gladly pay $1 plus per referral. That means you might offset half your acquisition costs without selling a thing.
If you're using Beehiiv, the integration is seamless. Just activate Boost, choose the newsletters you want to promote, and embed the widget on your thank you page. You can even test A/B versions to find which referral offers perform best with your traffic.
As your list grows, consider diversifying into paid placements for sponsors. Once you cross 5,000 to 10,000 engaged subs, you can start charging for ad slots. Platforms like Paved or SwapStack help match you with advertisers, or you can pitch directly if you have a tight niche.
Be transparent with your audience. Sponsored emails or sections should feel helpful, not spammy. Only accept sponsors that align with your audience's needs. Remember, trust is your most valuable asset as a publisher.
If you really want to accelerate growth, think beyond Facebook. TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and even YouTube Shorts can be powerful top-of-funnel platforms to drive newsletter signups. Each one has its own content rhythm, but your value proposition stays consistent.
For example, if your newsletter is about digital marketing for restaurants, you can create TikTok videos reviewing restaurant websites, then link to your newsletter in your bio. One viral clip could send hundreds of targeted subscribers to your list overnight, for free.
Combine this organic traffic with your Facebook campaigns, and now you're building a true omni-channel growth engine. Facebook fuels scale. Organic fuels trust. Email keeps them close.
And that brings us to one of the most powerful concepts in newsletter growth: compounding. Unlike social media posts that fade in hours, every new subscriber is a long-term asset. If you're sending one high-value email per week, that's 52 brand impressions per year. Multiply that by 10,000, then 100,000.
The beauty of this model is that your newsletter is an owned channel. Facebook can raise ad prices. Algorithms can shift. But your list is yours. That's why everything you do, from the ad creative to the opt-in flow to the content, should point back to your list.
Now, once you're driving consistent growth, It's time to look into retention metrics. What percentage of subscribers open at least one email in the first 7 days? What's your 30-day open rate? Are readers sticking around or falling off after the welcome sequence?
A great benchmark is aiming for 40 to 50% open rates in the first 7 days. If you're seeing 25% or lower, revisit your onboarding. Test subject lines. Shorten your welcome emails. Try storytelling instead of tips. Use curiosity, not commands. The first impression counts.
Another big unlock is your weekly newsletter format. If you're constantly reinventing the wheel, it gets exhausting and inconsistent. Create a structure. Section 1 is a tactical tip, Section 2 is a news flash, Section 3 is a recommended tool. That rhythm builds habit.
Also, give your audience something to look forward to. You can tease upcoming content, feature reader questions, or spotlight subscriber wins. People want to feel like they're part of something, not just consuming another info drop.
Once you build that consistency, start watching your click-through rate, CTR. If your list opens but doesn't click, the content may not feel actionable or urgent. Add CTAs with clear value. Download the audit checklist here, or see how this SEO tweak boosted traffic, 143%.
To boost CTR, try using visuals inside your emails, screenshots, charts, or even embedded GIFs. A static newsletter can sometimes feel dry, but a visual cue draws attention and guides the reader's eye toward your CTA.
And let's not forget about reader feedback. Add a 2-second poll at the end of your email. Was this helpful? Or what should we cover next? These micro interactions drive engagement and give you goldmine insights into what your audience actually wants.
Most importantly, reply to replies. If a reader sends feedback or asks a question, treat it like a lead. Not just because they might buy, but because engaged readers are your best growth loop. They forward, they refer, they champion your brand.
Now let's dive into data tracking, because what you don't measure, you can't improve. At the bare minimum, track subscriber acquisition cost, CAC, open rates, click rates, and unsubscribes. But if you really want to scale like a business, go deeper.
Use UTM parameters on every Facebook ad link. This lets you track which ad brought in which subscriber, especially helpful if you're running multiple campaigns across different niches. Once the data's flowing, plug it into Google Sheets or a tool like Segmetrics for deeper analysis.
Here's a powerful metric to focus on: earnings per subscriber, EPS. How much revenue are you generating per subscriber per month? This tells you exactly how much you can afford to spend on acquisition. If you're making $2.50 per sub per month, spending $3 to acquire them makes sense.
Want to push this even further? Start building subscriber cohorts. Track the behavior of subscribers acquired in January versus March. Do Facebook leads convert faster than TikTok leads? Do SEO lead magnet subs buy more than content giveaway subs? This is how top operators scale profitably.
Now, if you're offering multiple monetization paths, ads, courses, services, create simple dashboards in Notion or Airtable to track which funnel is producing the best ROI. Having visibility into these numbers will help you make sharper decisions and reallocate budget with confidence.
As you scale, you'll run into a common bottleneck: creative fatigue. Audiences get tired of seeing the same hook or headline. The fix? Build a swipe file. Every time you write a killer subject line, tweet, or insight, save it. These are the seeds for your next Facebook ad or landing page test.
Also, create a content engine that feeds your paid growth. Your newsletter becomes a blog post, becomes a tweet thread, becomes a carousel ad. Repurpose everything. That way, one good idea can generate 4 to 5 assets instead of just one send.
And once you've got all these assets, consider building a content calendar for your ad account. Just like you batch newsletter content, batch your ads. Schedule when you'll test new creatives, rotate formats, or run promos. Treat your ad account like a publishing operation.
Don't forget the role of social proof. Screenshots of reader testimonials, subscriber milestones, join 25,000 plus readers. Or even founder commentary like, I started this list with 0. It now funds my team. Make powerful ad copy. People trust people.
Finally, if you're serious about the long game, set aside 10% to 20% of your ad budget for brand campaigns. These aren't direct response ads. They're meant to build familiarity. Ads that explain your mission, introduce your story, or showcase results. Warm traffic is easier to convert later.
Brand awareness campaigns don't always get credit in dashboards, but they're essential for long-term leverage. When people recognize your brand from a previous ad, your direct response ads convert better. You're not a stranger anymore. You're a trusted voice.
And as trust builds, so does your ability to launch new offers. Want to introduce a paid newsletter tier? Premium SEO templates? A cohort based course? Your warm list is where you start. Subscribers who know you are more likely to convert, fast, and at higher price points.
The big unlock here is what we call full-stack monetization. You're not just running a newsletter, you're running a layered digital business. Free content fuels trust, ads fuel growth, products fuel profit, sponsors fuel sustainability, and Facebook is the traffic tap you control.
It's at this stage that many newsletter creators start thinking like media companies. They build multiple landing pages for different audience types. They run multi-channel campaigns. They test upsells, downsells, and mid-funnel lead magnets. The newsletter is no longer the business. It's the engine behind a portfolio of offers.
But even if you're just starting out, these principles still apply. Start with one segment. Nail one offer. Run one ad set. Once it's working, duplicate and adapt. Systematic growth beats random growth every time.
And here's another angle. Community. Some of the fastest growing newsletters build a reader community in parallel, on Discord, Slack, or even a Facebook group. That community becomes a feedback loop, a content engine, and a referral network all in one.
Imagine this. You send an email tip. Someone discusses it in the group. 5 others join because they saw that discussion on social. That's organic word of mouth layered on top of paid acquisition. Extremely powerful, and it makes your brand stickier.
When you're running ads and building community at the same time, you create what we call a conversion sandwich. The ad brings people in. The content keeps them. The community makes them stay. That's how retention grows passively.
One way to facilitate that is by adding a PS line in your emails. We've got a private space for readers to ask questions. Join us here. The conversion rates might seem small, but the compound value is enormous.
And that brings us back to the golden rule. Value first. Whether it's an ad, a landing page, an email, or a community comment. The people who win at newsletter growth are the ones who make others feel smarter, sharper, or seen. Paid growth only works when the content holds up its end of the deal.
Let's talk exit paths, because not every subscriber stays forever, and that's okay. What matters is how much value you provide during their stay, and whether you create optionality when they leave. Can you direct unsubscribers to a different list? A lower frequency digest? A free archive?
One smart tactic is the breakup page, a custom unsubscribe landing page where you ask readers why they're leaving and give them options. Want fewer emails? Interested in just SEO tips? Need a break for 30 days? Sometimes retention is just a matter of control.
And while we're on retention, add in light automation to re-engage people. If someone hasn't opened your last 4 emails, send a friendly nudge. Still with us? Here's what you missed. Include links to top-performing content. Often people don't unsubscribe, they just forget you exist.
Want to make things even easier? Use win-back campaigns. These are short 3-email flows that trigger after 60 days of inactivity. The best ones mix curiosity. Did you miss this SEO strategy? Humor. Inbox overload is real. We get it. And value. Open this and get a new resource.
Let's shift to newsletter design for a second. You don't need flashy templates. In fact, plain text emails often perform better. But structure matters. Use bold headers, short paragraphs, and clear CTAs. Mobile-first formatting is a must. 70% plus of readers check from their phones.
If you want your emails to be read, don't treat them like blog posts. Treat them like letters. Talk directly to the reader. Use you more than I. Be punchy. Be human. You're not publishing a magazine. You're building a relationship at scale.
Speaking of relationships, the newsletters that scale fastest are the ones that tell stories. Share a win, share a failure, talk about a customer, use open loops. Next week, I'll show you the tactic that got me 3,200 subscribers in 12 days. This builds anticipation and connection.
Once you've got storytelling locked in, start thinking about campaign stacking. For example, while running a lead magnet ad on Facebook, launch a related product sale or workshop for your email list. This unifies your marketing calendar and boosts conversions across the board.
Advanced strategy, layer in retargeting ads. People who visit your landing page but don't sign up? Show them a testimonial carousel. People who joined your list but haven't bought? Run a product teaser. Facebook and Instagram let you create these sequences easily using custom audiences.
And here's one more mindset shift before we wrap this block. Treat your newsletter like a product, not a feed. Product thinking means onboarding, engagement loops, retention metrics, feedback, and iteration. The moment you see your newsletter as a living product is the moment it starts to scale.
Let's zoom out one last time. If you're still wondering whether Facebook ads are worth it for newsletter growth, consider this. Almost every breakout newsletter, whether it's B2B, B2C, niche, or broad, has used paid traffic at some stage to scale. Organic growth is great, but paid growth is predictable.
And that's the power of it. Predictable growth. Once you find your funnel, your hook, your creative, your landing page, your onboarding, you can literally control how many new subscribers you add each week. That's a superpower most creators don't realize they can build.
But like all great systems, this one requires discipline. You need to test constantly. You need to accept that not every ad will work. You need to see data as a friend, not a judgment. And you need to remember, one great campaign can change everything.
Don't overcomplicate things. Start with a simple offer. Talk to one audience. Build one landing page. Launch one campaign. Learn from it. Then iterate. That's how newsletters go from 100 subs to 10,000. Then to 50,000. Then to 100,000. It's never magic. It's just momentum.
Momentum creates confidence. Confidence fuels consistency. And consistency paired with paid acquisition is how you go from sending a newsletter to running a business built on your inbox.
Let's not forget, at the center of all this is trust. Every click, every open, every subscriber is a vote of confidence. Protect that trust. Respect your readers. And deliver emails that make them feel like subscribing to you was the smartest thing they did all week.
And if you do that, paid growth becomes a multiplier. It accelerates something that's already working. Facebook ads won't save a bad newsletter, but they will supercharge a great one.
So whether you're just starting out or already scaling, remember, your newsletter is your moat, your leverage, your flywheel. Facebook ads are simply the fuel you pour into it once you've built a fire that's worth spreading.
That wraps up our mega playbook on growing your newsletter to 100,000 subscribers using Facebook ads. If you made it to the end, thank you. You now know more about this playbook than 99% of the internet.
Subscribe to Newsletter Growth Lab if you haven't already. We've got more episodes coming that'll dive into viral growth, monetization blueprints, referral engines, and newsletter productization. Until next time, keep writing, keep growing, and keep compounding.